Next up, we're going to bring on our sponsors of the Livestream Lounge, Evans Brewing. We've got Mike Rapport and Kevin Hammond coming on here. Hey guys, nice to meet you. I'm Justin.
Nice to meet you. Mike Rapport.
Nice to meet you, Mike. So let's talk about Evans, man. What's new at Evans?
Well, a lot of new things. We recently got our stock trading, and that has been a big accomplishment. I know that you understand that the predecessor company was Bayhawk Ales, and Bayhawk Ales has been in Orange County for over 20 years. Started with about 1,200 investors at a time when the craft beer landscape was very, very different than it is today. Mm-hmm. They struggled financially throughout their history, spent a lot of effort trying to find investors who would believe in what they could do. And they sought us out, and we collaborated and went to the original stockholders, and they voted our board in to replace the existing board of Bayhawk Ales, and we began the 2-year process of rolling out Evans Brewing Company.
That is a major transition.
It was not easy.
So how did you make it through it?
Perseverance. There were a lot of blind alleys we went down to become a publicly traded company. The problem with Bayhawk is they hadn't finished the process. They only did part of the paperwork, and to resurrect that was very difficult. It took a lot of consultants and, like I said, a lot of bumps in the road. I usually spent 30 to 40 hours a week on it for the last 2 years to get it to that point.
That's a lot of time and effort, man. Well, I'm glad you made it through. So you talked about being a publicly traded company. So that really does set you apart from a lot of the smaller breweries out there. Can you walk me through what it was like to go through that process of becoming a publicly traded company?
Well, since we already were a public company, the process of becoming trading was arduous. And I actually had to purchase a shell company and do a reverse merger in order to get the shares trading. The Bayhawk shares could not be traded too many years without any audits and following SEC guidelines. So we did a reverse merger. It's called an S4, and share exchange, and the shareholders in Bayhawk received shares in Evans Brewing Company.
Right on. Well, one of the things that we didn't really cover is like where Evans is located, what you guys got going on. Could you walk us through that?
Sure, yeah. The brewery is in Irvine. We have a restaurant that we just opened a few months ago that's in Fullerton, downtown, right near the train station. So we're kind of spread out a little bit through Orange County, and we're looking to kind of continue that.
So are you looking at growth strategies for those? Like, are you looking to do more locations? Like, is this just the beginning of that?
It is just the beginning. One of the issues about Bayhawk all along was the fact that it didn't have a tasting room. We were located in a restaurant. A 12,000 barrel brewery in a restaurant is unusual, but yet there was no tasting room. So we struggled with what we might do. We discovered a location in Fullerton that was available to convert over to the Public House by Evans Brewing Company, where we feature all of our beers, gastropub food, as well as we have live entertainment. And we've done remarkably well in the 8 weeks that we've been open. And we have other sites under consideration right now, and hopefully be signing leases soon.
Oh, wow. So leases? Did I hear leases as in like plural or?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. We're very fortunate.
So tell me about taproom business and how important it is to what you've been able to build with Evans.
Well, I think for us it was the difference in the history of the company of being profitable and struggling. The fact that they did not have that income. From what I understand and what I know Kevin knows from his own experience is that the tap room and the tasting room really provides a tremendous amount of cash flow for the brewery. Mm-hmm. And it was just never available to Bayhawk or to Evans.
It's also all about the local market. I mean, we've talked about it through the sessions today. It's your local customers are your core customers, and these are the people that we really want to cater to and really want to interact with. And not having that tap room is it's a killer. I mean, so having a restaurant where we can interact with our customers, get feedback from them, show them kind of the new stuff that we're coming out with, is a really critical thing for us.
Tell me about some of those new things that you guys are working on.
Sure. Right now we just have 4 core distributed brands and bottle, so we're looking to expand that a little bit next year. We've got a few that we do draft only, and we'll continue with that. Just brewed an Imperial Stout that we're going to treat 3 different ways. We do have 3 pilot tanks that we can split batches into, so I can kind of do some more fun, creative stuff on a smaller scale. Brew the same beer and treat it 3 different ways, and kind of show some experimental creativity there and have some fun. And again, it's about interacting with the customers. They get to try, what beer can do and what we can do with that. So.
I mean, that's huge. I mean, tap room, tasting room, public house, you're hitting everything, it sounds like, as far as trying to get that customer engagement.
One of the great things about the public house is we're getting people in that are not really craft beer aficionados. They come in because we're in the right location, an entertainment area, and they're trying our beer and discovering that it's great. And our bottle sales are going up tremendously in the area. Our plan is to expand, but by and large, we are a brewery first. And the Orange County marketplace is extremely difficult to break into. And this is our way, and we've been very fortunate.
So, are you looking to stay primarily California-based, or are you looking to go further out? I mean, are we looking at a potential national rollout eventually?
Well, we are distributed in 7 western states.
Okay.
But we all know the reality today of becoming a big regional player. It's very limited today, and so our strategy initially years ago was to become a regional player. We felt we could do that, but today it's to becoming a strong local player in the marketplace, and we are fortunate to have 7 states we already distribute our product in, and the bottle sales are growing there as well.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that the chief economists were talking about today, is, regional and local, and how important it is to be a local brewery, and capture those local dollars. And I mean, what sort of takeaways did you get from what Bart and Lester were talking about there?
Well, I agree. It's all local today.
Yeah.
And the strategy to have these restaurants in multiple locations in our home area, Orange County, really plays that up. And my son Evan and I have been doing this a long time, 7 years, 3 years with the brewery. And I've watched the landscape change, and a lot of dreams that people have had now have to be changed, and expectations need to be lowered. And that's where we've embraced that and have no fear about it. And I think if we were just a regular brewery with a tasting room, we probably would get lost in the landscape. Now, Orange County isn't a very strong craft brewing location. San Diego is much stronger, Portland, even Sacramento is stronger than we are in Orange County per capita. So we think that the public houses that we're doing will actually create a better bond with a vaster majority of people in our home market and make us a very strong player.
Hey, Kevin, you're fairly new to Evans. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. I've been there for a little over 2 months now.
Tell me a little bit about what your vision is for Evans moving forward.
Sure. Like I said before, there was only 4 real core brands that we were doing in the bottles. We would like to expand that, innovate a little bit, try some new things, lots of new styles. Like I talked about with the pilot system, doing some more kind of one-off things, and also improve the quality big time there. So really focus on quality first, making sure that the product that everyone's getting in the bottle is worth it. So.
Do you guys run a quality lab, or what type of quality program do you guys have?
Not much as of right now, but it's in the works. So.
In the works, yeah, that's so big nowadays. Is like Definitely. Everybody wants to talk about quality and consistency, so that's huge. So, what other growth plans are you kind of working on?
Well, it's my strong belief that being a publicly traded company is potentially the new thing for the craft brewing industry. It is difficult to raise capital. We have access to capital markets that if you're not public, you do not have. When you're public, if you have a private equity firm that may invest in your company, they need a sale event in order to get their money back. and that forces someone else to buy their interest or to sell the whole brewery. No one will invest their money in with private equity money forever. So with publicly traded stock, we already have that vehicle for a private equity firm or an investor to get their money out. It's also good for an ownership for them to be able to get some of their chips off the table and put some money in their pocket and know that eventually, if they ever want out, they have that vehicle to get out. They don't have to find a buyer. And given that the fact that most breweries now are going to remain strong local players, I don't know what the landscape looks like for purchasing those. And so I feel very confident that going forward, that this may be a vehicle that many will choose. Now, I will say that being small makes it difficult. It's expensive, the cost to remain public. And we hope someday to merge with other breweries and bring them along into this public arena, stock, cash, whatever it might be, giving them the opportunity to have some security for their future rather than looking for some sort of sale event that may never transpire.
For sure. Well, guys, I can't thank you enough for coming on, and I can't thank you enough for sponsoring the Livestream Lounge. So thank you very much, man. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Appreciate the
Nice talking
opportunity.
to you.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you.